Yes, Mr. Kure.
Thank you, sir.
Please, sir.
First of all, I would like to thank Honorable Deputy Chairman, sir, for giving me this opportunity to speak on the vote of thanks for the President. And I especially feel honored and privileged to be speaking in the august presence of our Honorable Prime Minister of this country, Manmohan Singh ji.
नंबर 5 पे आएंगे
कौन?
This presidential address, sir, which was delivered on 12th of March
मैं लिखेंगे
by the President of India.
तब तक आने दो ना.
वो कह रहे हैं कि नंबर 5 पे हो जाएंगे
First of all,
बाकी सब नीचे हो जाएंगे नंदी कुछ और होगा
I would like to congratulate the government
ठीक है ना.
5 कर दूंगा
5 कर दो.
for coming out with
नहीं रहेगा
such a beautiful piece of fiction.
6 हो जाएगा 7 हो जाएगा
It's a beautiful piece of fiction.
5 जो है हो जाएगा 6
I've gone through this address 2-3 times, all the details, various policies and programs
आज कहाँ आएगा?
and so-called achievements which the government claims
कल भी नहीं आएगा. मंडे आएगा.
they have been able to achieve in the past 2 years or the last 7 years.
The discussion is going on. We have already
No,
taken
yes,
motion
yes.
of thanks. It
No, 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 what is to that? What is to that?
होता है. आप बोलिए.
Requested. Even the leader
He has
of
been
the
told nobody.
No, no, sir.
He has already said that the minister has not resigned. So that is already. See. अब बताया ना. Mr. Kurer, आप बोलिए जो भी आप कुरियल था. No, you see, whatever you had raised, the answer has come from the government. Beyond that, the chair cannot vary. Kuryal.
Thank you, sir.
Sir, government is government. Yes, Mr. Kuryal.
Thank you, sir.
Please, sir.
First of all, I would like to thank Honorable Deputy Chairman, sir, for giving me this opportunity to speak on the vote of thanks for the President. And I especially feel honored and privileged to be speaking in the august presence of our Honorable Prime Minister of this country, Manmohan Singh ji.
नंबर 5 पे आएंगे
कौन?
This presidential address, sir, which was delivered on 12th of March
मैं लिखेंगे
by the President of India.
तब तक आने दो ना.
वो कह रहे हैं कि नंबर 5 पे हो जाएंगे
First of all,
बाकी सब नीचे हो जाएंगे नंदी कुछ और होगा
I would like to congratulate the government
ठीक है ना.
5 कर दूंगा
5 कर दो.
for coming out with
नहीं रहेगा
such a beautiful piece of fiction.
6 हो जाएगा 7 हो जाएगा
It's a beautiful piece of fiction.
5 जो है हो जाएगा 6
I've gone through this address 2-3 times, all the details, various policies and programs
आज कहाँ आएगा?
and so-called achievements which the government claims
कल भी नहीं आएगा. मंडे आएगा.
they have been able to achieve in the past 2 years or the last 7 years. There are many points on which I would like to speak, but there are certain salient features, salient aspects of this
विकास उनका
presidential
51
address
है ना.
which I would like to focus on. First and foremost, sir, since our Honorable Prime Minister is an eminent economist of world repute, I would start by taking the economic issues first. The condition of our economy, the last 2 years, or in the last 7 years, or generally speaking, the last 60 years. Of course, there's no doubt that in the last 60 years, our country has progressed. There have been areas where we have progressed immensely, and there have been areas where we have not progressed to our desired extent. Our rate of growth is around 6 or 7% or 8%. It's a remarkable feat, no doubt about it. But at the same time, sir, I want to focus on the economy of India and economy of Bharat. I think there are two different rates of growth of economy of India and economy of Bharat. India represents just 10% or 15% population of this country. It is Bharat which is nowhere near this 7% or 8% growth. This dichotomy, sir, is very much visible if you step out of the capital city of Delhi or Bombay or big cities. The moment you go out, the moment you step out of this big city, you see the real condition of Bharat, you see the real face of Bharat. So while we are talking of this 6, 7, 8% growth, I think this growth rate reflects the growth of India and not the growth of Bharat. And what is this Bharat? This Bharat is 85 to 90% population of this country, a major portion of which belongs to scheduled caste, scheduled tribe, backwards and minority people. We all feel very happy. With a sense of satisfaction, in self-congratulatory mood, we say we have been able to achieve 7%, 8% growth, where other parts of the country, other parts of the world, bigger economies, bigger countries, even they have not been able to achieve this kind of growth. But I dare say, sir, that this growth is fake, it is false, it is fictitious. I would elaborate by quoting certain things, certain points. Just now, Venkaiah Naidu ji, he was speaking about the condition of farmers, small-scale industries. Sir, in our country, after agriculture, it is the small-scale industry which employs largest number of people in employment. It gives employment to small entrepreneurs and poor people, semi-skilled people who get employment in small-scale industries. But what is the condition of these people? The growth of our small-scale industry is very bad. They don't get easy loans. They do not get good technology, no promotion, no protection of their rights for this important sector of our country. So how the priorities of our government, which came on the plank of Aam Aadmi, but it is now working for the Khas Aadmi. It came to power in the name of poor people, but consistently in the last 7 years, it has been working for the rich people. I'll give you 1 or 2 examples, sir. In the last session, sir, I asked a question, unstarted question from the finance minister, sir.
Mr. Kuril, you continue after lunch. Because
It's up to you, sir.
the house
I
is
don't mind.
adjourned till 2 p.m. for lunch.
Okay, then you should have told the person. अभी क्यों बताना? पहले बताना.
I'll take 5 minutes.
माननीय उपसभापति जी,
Mr. Pramod Kuril to continue.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Before this house dispersed for its lunch break, sir, I was talking about this great piece of fiction of Shakespearean proportion, great piece of fiction of Shakespearean proportion called the President of India's Address to Nation, to the Joint House of Parliament, sir. And I don't know which part of Shakespeare's huge literature should I refer to here while talking of UPA government and its performance. I can see the traces of Macbeth in the working of this government. I can see the traces of Julius Caesar. I can also see the traces of Comedy of Errors. And most importantly, I see the traces of Hamlet in this government. As far as the condition of our Honorable Prime Minister, who is a very learned man, very honest man, very nice man, I can see traces of Hamlet in him. Sir, I was referring to the economy of this country and this dichotomy which exists between India and Bharat. By India, I mean it's 5 to 10% of people who are super rich, super privileged, enjoying all the benefits, all the rights, all the privileges. But there is another India, which is called Bharat, poor, illiterate, suffering from malnourishment, suffering from diseases, being denied human rights. This is the condition of this 90% India, which is Bharat. And this UPA government, which is in power for the last 7 years, UPA 1, UPA 2, and the Congress party, which has been in power at the center for as good as 50 years out of the last 60 years, I think this government, UPA government and the Congress party has to take this blame for this pathetic condition of Bharat. I was referring to the attitude of the government towards rich and its attitude towards the poor. I'll give you an example, sir. The last session, sir, I asked a question from the Honorable Finance Minister about NPA, non-performing assets, as to how much is the total NPA. And I also asked the names of 100 top defaulters. Of course, the rich people, industrialists, who have gobbled up crores and crores of rupees of public exchequer. I asked the name of such people from the government, Finance Minister. And the Honorable Finance Minister in his reply, sir, he refused to divulge the names of these people, these rich people, who have gobbled up as much as 1,19,120 crore rupees, which the government itself admits is there lying there as non-performing assets, which has been gobbled up by these rich people.